You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the July 6th meeting for the Michigan City Port Authority Commission. You can find more information for this meeting by visiting www.accesslaportecounty.org.
A little stop.
All right, good evening. Welcome to the Michigan City Port Authority Board of Directors meeting, July 6th. I call the meeting to order and looking for approval of corrections of June 15, 2026 meeting minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the June 15, 2026 meeting minutes as presented.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Do we have any comments from the public? Any comments from the public? All right. Reports from the Harbor Master, Mr. Frank.
All right, some of you may be aware, but the Corps of Engineers did a bathymetric survey back in April, and that showed some significant shoaling from the west side of the pier. Well, no, the light on the NIPSCO side of the creek, so the west side of the creek, coming northeast towards the main pier. So in response to that, a couple of our deep draft sailboats have bottomed out there. There is a path, you gotta stay close to the main pier. The Coast Guard set out a couple of marker buoys.
Yeah, we're right in the middle of the channel. Can't tell which side to go.
It's right by return.
Yeah. They also put out they put out a little paragraph to go along with that. And then B&E or Chris or some combination put a nice picture to go with it. So we've sent out and made available the Coast Guard paragraph and also the paper that B&E put together. But if you hear anything from anybody, that's what that's about. And mostly it's for the deeper draft boats, right? As you're the captain of your vessel, you have to decide if you need to go through there or not. But if you're a jet ski, there's no reason to go over there,
And it's
right?
on the west side of the
Yeah,
channel.
the shoal is coming from the west towards the east, right? And the deeper channel is right along the pier,
Oh,
coming in and out. So you, going out, you would keep the buoys on your left. Coming in, you'd keep the buoys on your right. And it's probably, I don't know, 100 yards maybe area to get around where the buoys are. So that's one thing that's going on. Also, since last time, we picked up a second ice machine. I don't know, I may have mentioned earlier in the year that we picked up a new ice machine. It's a vendor, so it runs on a credit card and it weighs the ice. So the way our old machines worked, you had a system of trays and racks in there, and you loaded the rack, and it only took cash, and a lot of gears and chains would turn, and it would give you a bag of ice most of the time. And then we'd have to load the racks and take the money out and all that. Well, now the vendors, it works on weight. So you tear out the scale, T-A-R-E, right, to zero it. You load the ice. It doesn't take cash. It only takes a credit card. When you swipe the credit card, it weighs itself. So it says, okay, I weigh 600 pounds. And it unlocks the door. So you open the door, you take however many bags you want. When you close the door, it re-weighs itself and says, well, okay, now I weigh, 595 pounds. And then it divides out whatever we've set for the price and charges you that many bags. And so far that's been working pretty well. So we picked up a second one. So there is now one up by the North Bathhouse for the 7-800 dock, and there's one at the fish station for 4, 5, and 6.
how about the old one?
And the old ones I gave to Cities Pure Ice. Yeah, he had a project that he could make use of them.
Good.
They were just getting
Oh,
too expensive to repair. And it seemed like every time you turned around, we were fixing them and the ice was melting.
I'm surprised no one's finger got cut off on one of those things.
Yeah,
Well,
Irritating.
did you buy them outright, or did you lease them, or?
these we bought. Yeah.
Could they'll repair them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that's all I have for today, unless anybody has any questions.
Any bird problems yet? Not
Nothing
really?
significant. There's some minor stuff, but not like it's been in the past.
Is it, did you bring up the water leak on the 600 or?
Yeah, we fixed it.
Okay.
Yeah, we did have a water leak at the beginning of the 600. The pipe came apart, and so now we put it back together and all is well.
But it happened during the evening hours too, didn't it?
Yeah,
Then you got called out?
came down, shut it off. Yeah.
Okay.
When was that?
Okay.
Yeah,
I never know.
Thursday, Wednesday.
I never know.
Mhm.
How'd the weekend go as far as the marina? Have any major concerns, or?
Nothing major.
That's good.
That storm pretty much calmed everybody down.
Tempered.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
Fireworks were good, everything went well with the barge.
we took the fireworks out first thing in the morning. They got most of their work done, then they got delayed by the rain. They can't let the stuff get wet in the tube, and as part of their setting up the ignition, they have to get in there, so that delayed them. So once it quit raining, then they were behind by about an hour. So they ended up aiming for 9:30 instead of 9 o'clock. And they decided not to bring the stuff in on that night. Normally we would go back out afterwards and they'd load everything up and be on their way. But since everybody was cold and wet and tired, we did it the next morning. So yesterday morning we went out and hauled everything back in. And that worked out.
Thank you.
Reports from the Assistant Harbor Master Administration, Mrs. Blakey.
We had a busy first half of the week making reservations, and then by Friday, people were canceling with the weathers. And the only other thing I have was from City Hall about the way that they want to do the conflict of interest pages, that you have to do it on the internet. I can't do it and send them in for you. That here, I was able to print out what it looks like in this program. If you have trouble doing it, you're welcome to come down and I can sit with you and we can do it. But here's a copy of her letter, of the letter from City Hall, and the of what the form looks like that you fill out on.
Do you get notified, Marianne, on who has completed it? Because I went in and did it, and I think Kim did.
Anything on it,
Okay.
so I don't.
IT built a program, and the program will tell who's up and who's not.
But I have no access to that.
Alright.
So that's why I'm just giving it to everybody. And that's just what it looks like, is what it's printed in there. And that's all we have. That's all I have.
Anything else from Mrs. Blakey? No? All right, reports from committee. Mr. Cypress, budget, financial oversight, review, approval of bills to be paid.
Okay. Well, we are in the swing of summer, guys, so we have got some bills. Of course, a lot of it is fuel for resale, and then we've got some stormwater bill that we're still working on with Butler, Fairman, and Seifert, water department, landscaping, and so on. NIPSCO, of course, that's a bigger one this go around. Our bills in total for this week are $149,178.01, and then also notated on here, we owe tax to the Indiana Department of Revenue in $5,521.59, and then we also last meeting approved to buy CDs in the total of $800,000. So that is included on this. And with that, I make a motion that we pay the bills as stated.
A second.
All in favor?
Question. The stormwater and the fuel dock repair, could you just touch base on what that was?
The stormwater, they're putting together our notice of intent and filling out our application with IDEM for our two different stormwater permits.
That's fine.
And then they also put together a training video that all the employees are gonna need to watch, and they're working on some other stuff.
We talked about that, I think.
Yeah.
Some of
earlier
that,
this
okay.
year. Yeah.
The fuel dock,
Tim, can you,
Was what?
The printer and the motherboard or something.
That's right. The printer decided to quit printing receipts. So we had to replace the circuit board in the Petrovend unit.
and that just gives us fits every year, that,
Seems like it.
thank you.
Tim, we got, just to familiar me a little bit, we got 2 lawn cares. What do those 2 separate lawn cares do?
Yeah, so the one on here, he does mowing, cuts all the grass, and he only does grass. So he does all the grass around here, plus at the lot across the way there that we have. And then the other group does more like trimming bushes and plants and mulch and all that kind of stuff.
At this time, if I could, I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Yeah, we gotta approve those first.
Sorry.
So it's okay, so I'm just making sure everyone's on the question. So, all in favor of paying the bills?
Aye.
I agree.
All right, at this time, I'd like to make a motion to approve the reimbursement of the $9,976.60 to the Michigan City Controller for the in-purse portion of the employer contribution obligation.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright, Port operations, well, pretty much everything's status quo. Nothing outrageously happened. I had a good weekend down here, it seemed like everybody else did too, so can't complain. Other than that, Mr. Messina, Board of Communications Special Events.
I know of no special events we're having. Haven't really heard any compliments or comments or complaints from any of the voters, which I usually do on my walk-arounds. So fishing is good. Anyone that's interested in the fishing reports. I think I was out 3 days last week and we got a limit of perch each day, so.
Nice big ones?
I think the biggest was about 15 inches, but they're averaging, 10 to 12.
So small walleye size.
Right,
They are too.
exactly.
But
Perch.
perch has been good. Salmon trout fishing is good for the charter boats, anybody getting out. They're out probably in 100 foot of water right now. Where the water temperature changes, you got thermoclines out there. And, we'll find out where the fish are. Just brought up, I think we had the Coho Club that's gonna be involved with the singing band.
Yep,
Has somebody in contacted any of?
I got, Carter has been in contact with the city and I emailed with them,
Okay,
so.
so,
Yes, the city, Eric from the city reached right out to him. So there's an email connection to Eric and them to do all this,
okay, I haven't heard that.
so,
And that'll be next weekend.
So they should be set to go.
they're all ready with us, it's
Yeah.
just, they gotta show up with the team. It's fun, it's really kind of fun,
Oh, it is kind of neat.
so.
I have nothing else unless someone has any questions.
Great. Mr. Mayor, Master Planning Special Projects, Park Liaison.
I have nothing for master planning or special projects, but just FYI for all our information, at the park board meeting, they talked about the lake level and stuff like that, and they said in June, we had 9.5 feet of water in June from the rain, just in the month of June. And I think that's, I think that,
It was inches on the golf course in 1 month.
I thought it was lake water.
No, they were talking about the golf course.
Oh, they were talking about the golf course.
9 inches in 1 month.
Well, that's my mistake then.
Either way, a wet June.
We could have used it.
I didn't write that down right. Thank you for that, Tim. Appreciate it. That's all I had.
Okay. Ms. Steele, advertising and public relations.
I have nothing to report at this time.
All
I'm not gonna wait for the attorney.
right. Attorney report, Mr. Zachman.
Thank you, Mr. President. I received an email today from Barry McDonald. He's an attorney here in Michigan City, and I guess he's representing the sailing school. And he's requested a kind of an informal meeting. He'd like to meet with, he says, maybe 1 or 2 members of the board, or the board, a board member and the harbor master, and a couple members of the sailing school, because they received the proposed slip license agreement and the invoice, and I guess they had some questions and felt as though we hadn't adequately considered what their needs are. I know they've been before us a couple of times. They've expressed what their needs are. I know the board has considered those requests and came up with the slip license agreement. I'd be happy to coordinate a meeting. I believe there was a committee that the president appointed. Perhaps if 1 or 2 members of the committee were to meet, I'd be happy to meet as well, and perhaps the harbor master as well, and we could get these issues worked out, or at least bring back to the board what they think was not covered in the slip license agreement, and then move from there.
I think that
Okay.
Sounds good.
What about the parking issue?
And then, yeah, if there's any questions on that issue, I can address them to the extent I have information available. Then the other issue I had is the response of the yacht club's attorney to my letter to him addressing the yacht club's belief that they have exclusive rights to what I call the Exhibit B parking. That's the parking that we allow yacht club members and customers of the restaurant to use, but it's not covered by the lease. They're not paying anything for that use. It's just we granted a non-exclusive right. The yacht club's attorney's position is that it is covered by the lease and that it is subject to their exclusive control, which obviously is not what the lease says. So I think the only solution here is to bring a declaratory judgment action and let the court decide which party is right.
Well, based on that information, I'm gonna make a motion to authorize the board attorney to file a complaint for a declaratory judgment to resolve the parking issue with the yacht club.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
I'll get working on a complaint.
Thank you.
And then you'll respond to Mr. McDonald's letter with a letter to,
Oh, I'd like to, I'll shoot him an email back if you want to let me know what dates work. I'll find out what dates work for them and who on our side would be coming. I'm assuming it's me, Mr. Frame. Who else was on the committee? Chris? Okay. I think 1 committee member, Tim and myself, should be sufficient. Okay.
Or avoid.
Any comments from the public?
Oh,
Blacks.
old business plaques.
don't know where we're standing on that, it's just it was
What I gave last.
That's right, yeah.
week, the 900.
$900 and some dollars.
1,300 something.
We do have the new fishing sign, the no fishing signs, the 6 signs. Mary Ann took care of getting them paid for, and I believe Tim's picked them up, and they're at his hands. They're all set to go.
So I think I was the original one that brought up about the plaques, and there are the 2 that are hanging outside the front door. Here, about get those either refurbished or replaced, something like this.
We might want to look at a replacement cost now.
Yeah, and that's what Mrs. Paletti and I have talked since then.
Okay.
And I said, let's get together again, maybe her and I will discuss it and just see what we come up with about replacing them, not refurbishing them. So I think at this time, we could probably take that plaque thing off and open it up again at the next time that her and I come up with something.
Is there a metal, and what do you want them made out of?
It's some kind of brass, I believe.
And that's what you wanna stick with?
Well, I think so. The one at the fish cleaning station, I know I had made, or went to the vendor, and I was gonna contact that vendor about doing something, creating a new one for here rather than refurbishing these.
Okay.
So maybe, if you want, we can take this off until we bring it up again, and,
I'll make a motion to remove the plaques from the old business on the agenda at this time.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
I, yeah.
Everybody's
You're
looking at
in
you.
the,
Aye. I'll make a motion, Richard.
No?
I'll second that.
yeah, you're in the chair, Charlie.